They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
To get up there and perform the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America.
Whole game, and when you couple that with Bad Bunny, who may have been the worst halftime show, not one word of English, one word of English, one word.
And I don't know why it's a big deal. Seems like a great American artist, so sure.
He's not an American artist, but
he's Puerto Rican. That's part of America, dear.
It is clear that we are all living in a time that is run with technology. Now that most people, mainly in the United States, have constant access to social media through their smartphones, information overall is much easier to share. Due to this, not much in life tends to stay secret for very long. Within the Latinx community, there has been a drastic shift in how many that reside in this community are viewed. Different groups of people that reside in America tend to have the narrative that Hispanic people don't belong in this community or that their jobs are being stolen by Hispanic people. We see examples of this in different forms of media, whether it be online, through press, or even in speeches given by important figures in America. Just a small amount of coverage on one specific narrative can push an entire agenda. It is mentioned how the Latinx community is poorly represented in anti-immigration media, being labeled as undesired in America, mainly claiming that their cultural status is of lower value than another member of society. Within different impacts such as these bringing down Hispanic people all across America, support from others can be something hard to come by. I seek to understand how this narrative is negatively affecting not only this community, but America as a whole. It can be difficult for many, especially for teens and young adults who have been provided false narratives to understand what it is like to live in the Latinx community. With this lack of vision, my goal is to provide a small window into the lives of this community to create, hopefully, a more accurate narrative.
Thank you again.
We just want to tell you something really quickly. We just thought we'd let you know that you are the winner.
In order to provide a closer look, I have gathered a handful of family, friends, and peers belonging to the Latinx community.
Hi, my name is Amari Gray. I am a current enrolled student at Rollins College. I am a senior, and I am a Puerto Rican American, very proudly.
Hi, my name is Tallulah, and I am a Puerto Rican.
My name is Nikari Cortez. I'm a biomedical sciences graduate. I am a scientist, and I work at a lab that tests for allergies.
A senior at Rollins, and I'm Puerto Rican, Italian, and Irish, but mainly Puerto Rican.
Growing up, how did the media portray Latinos, and how did those portrayals affect the way you saw yourself or your community?
I think that the media definitely portrayed Latinas and Latinos as the very stereotypical version, almost like the American opinion of what a Latina looks like. One of the examples I can think of off the top of my head is Sofia Vergara. She had like the very thick Latin accent. When she would do interviews and stuff like that, it would be very stereotypical forward, if that makes sense. And that made me kind of question myself, just because growing up the way that I did with such a strong Puerto Rican proud culture, I found that a lot of times I didn't match that stereotype.
Growing up, I feel that Puerto Ricans were shown as people who were either loud and overdramatic and crazy, and people who struggled a lot. I never got to see how Puerto Ricans started from the bottom and made their way up, because media never portrayed them as that.
Well, growing up, the media portrayed Latinos as very obnoxious and loud. You knew that somebody colored walked into a room if they were really loud and made their presence known. And I had to basically blend in and try to forget kind of where I came from.
Definitely stereotypes of being a diva, being a shopaholic, just like self-centered in general, very vain.
I think that the media has definitely made me feel like my culture has been misunderstood for years and still has. But I also would thank the media because it has made me even prouder to be a Latina and a Puerto Rican woman, especially in the world that we live in today.
Have you ever felt judged, stereotyped, or treated differently because of assumptions people made about Latinos?
That's a good question.
Yes, very much so. I've gotten the, do you need it in your language to understand? Like, this is also my language. Like, what?
A lot of people just make assumptions of my background and where I come from because I am Puerto Rican.
Oh, like, how do you make this Mexican dish? And I'm not even Mexican. So just like assuming all Spanish people eat the same thing, or you must speak Spanish, you must be fluent in Spanish.
I've been called some derogatory words before, and I think that a lot of times people don't know derogatory words towards Hispanics, and if they do, it's not really deemed as like an insult. I think that a lot of times it tends to be like shrugged off.
When you saw the reaction to Bad Bunny and his visibility in mainstream culture, what did it say to you about how Latino identity is accepted or resisted in America?
There's definitely two sides that I'll like go into. From the general Caucasian side of things, let's just say, the majority, not all, were definitely like, you know, enraged to see this like popularity grow. And we saw this even with the Super Bowl which was really upsetting. Because on the flip side, this is someone who's done so much for the Latin community.
I have never in my life seen such an uproar for a performance. There's just no way that you could say that this isn't racism.
To me, it does show a little bit of progress in our world, but there is still a long way to go for everybody to accept the Latino culture.
Also, it's just great to see your own culture, your own people, your own values out in the mainstream media, like normalize just being you know?
And people were like brought to tears, and like everyone was just like joined together, and it was a very beautiful thing to see.
What do you wish people understood about Latino identity that the media often gets wrong or ignores completely?
Misunderstandings about collectivist culture versus individualistic culture that we have in the U.S. If there was a better understanding and more education about it, that it's something that we could benefit from for sure.
Being proud of your Latin roots does not discredit being proud of being an American as well.
We are very, very hardworking, and the majority of us want to excel and succeed.
As a Latina, I feel that the media should represent us more accurately, and there's so much more to be seen than what is shown on media today.
One of the most interesting aspects of these interviews is how similar these answers are. Despite all being different, many of the participants had shared experiences of what standard they had to be and what stereotype they felt they had to fulfill. Discrimination is one of the most difficult things to tackle because not only does it play off of a general mass interpretation, but it also stems from years and years of systemic racism. To add with discrimination, the truth needs to be shared, starting right here. Researchers should continue to develop methods in order to bring new ideas to those who have often been closed off by false biases. I hope children will feel happy and proud to be themselves in a world that wants nothing more than to push them down. Slowly and surely, with time and passion, I feel that as a united family, the Latinx community can make the changes in society by ignoring the false media, blocking out all of the negative noise, and holding true to our beliefs.
We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.